Okay, here's part 3 of my Lightbar collection videos. I've acquired a few more. Hoping for a couple more. I still haven't gotten one bar that I was supposed to get a long time ago. We're talking like over a year ago. But it's all good. He's out of the country right now, fighting for me to be able to get those lights. So I got no problem waiting under those circumstances. But anyways, before I had shown you them on the Crown Vic, that isn't going to happen this time because first of all, I got some perma-mounted on the car. And it was a heck of a lot of work. And that would be even more work because I've got basically the wall set up. And in order to pull them off, to be able to throw them on the car, it's just not even worth it. That, and I got a huge power supply now. Before, one of the reasons was that I didn't have any power supply for them. So you can kind of see, basically, I've got bars all the way from here. This is the last row of bars. All the way across, and it's going over the door now. Really, if I get any more bars, I really don't know where I'm going to put them. But it's not going to stop me. It's just a new challenge. In fact, I have started posting them on the ceiling. As you can see, that bar right there, that amber, that's on the ceiling. So anyways, this camera's kind of annoying me because it's sitting a little like that. Anyways, I'll get to it. You have seen the 4 mini bars here. Down here you've got the blue Aurora. I think you've seen the Fire Beam. If you haven't, if I can remember which one it is, it's just a simple Fire Beam. And then there's the dual. You've seen that. That's my original SVP Cherry, whatever it was, Fireball I think it is. And geez, I'm blinded now. The amber highlighter. Can't remember if you saw my. See, I can't see anything now. My Smith & Wesson, which is now red and blue. I think you might have seen it as blue operating. No, that's on Facebook. Anyways, yeah, I can't remember for sure if it was operating. I don't think it was. At this point, let me move the camera closer so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Okay, so these are my red and blue Smith & Wessons. I've got everything on this wall lit up except for takedowns, alleys, and if there's any sort of rear flashers. All except one bar. I don't have the front flashers wired in either. Other than that, every rotator is working. So this is the Smith & Wesson. It's got room for a speaker, which I don't have yet. I might get one in there, just with some other things that I do have. 4 rotators offset. Grew up with this bar as a kid. I despised them. It wasn't red, and all of a sudden I grew to like it. I actually do. This is one of my favorite bars, and I don't know why. Probably one of the last ones in production, just because of the rotators. I'm thinking, I don't know how much they changed. Now, while I'm here and the camera is set up for it, I don't believe you would have seen flasher. That's the one. This is my Whalen Dash King in amber. Got this a long time ago. First generation LED. There's about a gazillion different patterns on here. I just have it set up on that one right now. Half can be steady burn with a flash. It can be a solid flash. Everything. It's got a lot of different interesting patterns. Then I have the blue Federal Signal Crown Victoria lights. I don't know what the exact model number or name is. However, let's see if I can. I'm still trying to learn this. Yeah, so you're not really going to be able to see too much, but you're actually seeing the flash pattern, which is beyond belief. I have this one and a red in the Crown Vic. I bought the first set when we were able to run red and blue for funeral escorts, and then things changed. It's not focused, so it's just unfocused. Then when the laws changed July 1st and we had to run solid reds, that's what ended up happening with them. I ended up buying another set. and putting that blue set up there. Now the B-link above that, you've seen the bar, but it wasn't working at that point. I've got my MPC 01 controller for it. I've had it out a couple of times. This one, again, with the flash pattern of strobes, I don't know if you're really going to see it. This flashes left to right, kind of like the Night Rider type of scenario. Then this flashes inners, outers, and every other inner, the white is working. And then this one here, which by the looks of it you can kind of see, flashes like a left-right pattern, left-right, and then random select, as well as it turns the takedowns and the alleys into flashers, flashes twice. That's that. Then you've got, on the controller, you've got the takedowns, which obviously are wired up with this box. Left alley, right alley, and then a front and back flash, front, back, and then random as well. Then it does have in the back the traffic advisor going left, right, and center out, and then flash inners and outers. And you got to hold down, and then I've got where it flashes just the takedowns. I also have the siren controller on this thing, and I do have a BL627 siren amplifier, but it caught fire almost. So right now it isn't working. I've got to get a new one of that. Let's see what else is in frame. I believe you have seen, oh, you know what's not going to work? My one fireball. Or fire beam. I'm just trying to make this as simple as I can with the video, just because my computer isn't going to like editing. Where is it? There it is. This one, I wish I had more light in this room, but I don't. Simple fire beam, which is one of these. I don't know, that's the code 3. That's that one. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, it's this switch. Still learning them. Red and blue. So I've got 3 of these. This is my last one that I bought, and the only reason I really bought it is because it had a half of blue. I had a half red previously, and then a half amber, half green, and then the full blue. But I thought that was kind of cool, and it was 20 bucks. Came with a mirror, 5-way flash. Let me see if I can kind of. I'm trying to do this, people. Yeah, I like those ones quite a bit. Obviously, I've got 3 of them. Okay, I've turned on some overhead lights. I still don't know if you're really going to be able to see it. That's the best I can do, unless I take this off and slide up over here and kind of get you around it like that. Obviously, this is the back side where the driver would be. So that's the red and blue. Down here is the solid blue. And then I have this one up here, which I'll show you next, which I've got is green and amber. And right now with the garage door opener, I don't know why it's not working right, so I still have some backlight, which is probably just enough. Anyway, that's the code 3, which you've already seen. That is the other fire beam that I got with the 5-way flash. Got this one set on the slow motor, the other one set on fast. Actually, I think that one was a single. I don't think it had a switch in the back. These are 2 speeds, fast and slow. So yeah, that's out. Now you have seen these. These are my vectors that I have. I have figured out before I had the issue I couldn't get the flashers to work in the back. A wire had pulled out. Simple fix, obviously. Right now I don't have everything operational the way it should be. Just simply because this box I don't think really was intended for this. So I've got to do some switching up. But I have gotten it to where it will flash in the back. Simple back and forth. Now it does have the intersectors or the oscillators or whatever. Some people call them different things. Technically they are intersectors, but I don't have that wired up right now. The only real reason I'm showing you this is I've turned it back to blue for now, just because I do have an awful lot of red on my wall, which you will see. But obviously the red and blue, Smith & Wessons, the red and blue B-Link so far. And I just needed some, because I really don't play with the two blues down on the bottom. So I had to change that up. And of course it does have the tape downs, which if you hit the jog, they'll move in conjunction with each other. And then it does have the, that one obviously is working, the alley lights, which again, if you move the jog, you can move it, obviously, pretty simple. So that's that. Just wanted to kind of give you the heads up on that. Now, above that, I have my, what I believe is a Federal Signal arrow stick, traffic advisor rather. The control box I have for it is China made. It's not actual. And I'm honestly not too sure. Even the guy I bought it from wasn't too sure if it is a Federal Signal. He was told it was, but he was also told that the box was Federal Signal, which it definitely isn't. But this is simple. It's just got the arrow, right, left, and center in, and center out. And I believe if it was a Federal Signal, it would have a flash left and right, and then center. But since it doesn't, then it takes forever to turn off. So that's that much more. Now, if we come over this way, I have another Wesson 9M. This one I had to get just because it was a green bar, and I don't really see too many green bars. Obviously they're out there, but with this, it's a simple bar. It's got the 4 strobes, 2 front, 2 back, alley lights, takedown lights, and then it's got 2 flashers up front and 2 flashers in the back. I did have those wired up, but they just kind of got annoying, like strobes wouldn't be. Simple pattern, left, right. Don't need a special box like the B-Link with this. So that's all I've got wired up on that. But I thought I needed a green one. I don't necessarily need duplicates, but that one's technically different anyways. It's not a 10,000. So that's that much more. Now you've seen the top two, the Jet Sonic and the LP6000. However, the bottom one, you haven't seen that, believe it or not. That is an MX7000, but that actually is a duplicate. The one that you would see in the first video, or the second video rather, that one with the clear domes is now on the Crown Vic in service. However, it has changed to a full red bar, well, red and white. The center is still white. I've got to change the switches on this just because I've got all that running off of one switch and it burns them out. It does have the flashers, takedowns, alleys, and of course this one's wired up properly where you can operate a single, those, and then those. The rotators technically aren't proper. That's only fast. This is slow, this is slow. They should be fast. But I had one burnout on the Vic. I had to change it up on there. Solid red, solid blue. It didn't have the arrow stick in the back. It does now. I've added it, but I don't have an extra controller for that, so that's that much. And I think this is as wide as it'll go. Well, not really. Below that, I don't have very much, but I do have, if you look at these, this one and this one, those are Federal Signal GSS or GFS 2s. I was going to put them in service again with the Crown Vic, but when the laws changed, I've got the blue one, can't use it, so I've just put them up there. I was thinking about getting a red shell for it, or dome, but I'm not going to worry about it because we're thinking of upgrading to LED in the very near future. So yeah, stay tuned with that on a different video. And now finally, there's no real way of getting proper lighting, because in one shot, you know, you've got daylight, hey, they look good, but you really can't see the flashes. Now I got no real light. can't see the flashes. So anyways, this is my Coke 3 Force 4 mini 2-potter light. Got that one a little while ago. It's classic. I wanted one of those forever. I always saw them in amber. They used to be the workhorse for city workers or what have you, until really Federal Signal had the highlighter come out. Simple little light, kind of cool though. And now we come to the last three that you haven't seen yet. I've got a Twin Sonic. I bought it for 60 bucks. And it needs a little bit of work, so by the time I'm done, it'll be about what it's worth. I did a cleanup on it just last week or the week before, and ever since, the rotator on the left hasn't really wanted to work right. The gear on the motor doesn't want it. It keeps raising it and then it drops, and every once in a while you'll see the light flash. Simple lights. I hated them as a kid. I had seen them. We had them in the town, red and blues, and like I said, I absolutely hated them. Let's see if I can kind of zoom in on them or so. Simple par lights, par 3.6s, I think it was. I don't know. I'm not too versed on these older styles yet. I kind of like it. I think I got a pretty good deal out of it. Does need a new dome on the right. Definitely, it is cracked, but I need to replace both of them because they have a heck of a lot of crazing. They are definitely weathered. It doesn't have a speaker in it. I might at some point put a speaker. Not too sure. Then beyond that, I have, if I can remember where the switch is, it would be this one over here. Another Street Hawk. I still have the blue ones on the pickup. Let me just say now, hopefully somebody will hear this that is thinking that, hey, why not ask? None of my lights are for sale, at least at this point. If I end up selling the pickup truck, it might be a different story, because again, I don't need two of one. I've been thinking about taking the one off the pickup truck and putting it on the shelf and making this red and blue, because again, way too much red in here for my liking. Does have the takedowns and the alleys and the rear flashers, but again, they're not working. Not enough switches. And then I have one of my favorite bars I got from a friend of mine out in Utah, my Aerodynic. And the cool story behind this one is he worked for the city out there. They were upgrading. They threw this in the dumpster. They threw another one, but he wasn't quick enough to go out and get it. Or no, not necessarily that. He didn't think I would want it because it was broken when they threw it in the trash. So he ended up grabbing those, and then I started driving long haul. I went out to his area and ended up hand delivering it. So there was no cost in picking it up. The only thing is it was missing its motor, which I found on elightbars.org or eBay. I think it was Lightbars. Threw that in there. 30 bucks later, I've got the bar working properly. It does have, and actually a lot of these, there's 2, 4, 6 of these lights, and 4 of them I think it was burnt out. It's got 2 front and 2 back lights that flash. One in there and then one over on the other side, respectively, front and back, and then 2 alleys. So that one's kind of cool. I like it being red and white because it is different on my wall. I'll probably leave that one the way it is. It is almost in immaculate condition. Even when I picked it up, the only thing, like I said, I needed a motor and to put some grease on it, and that was it. And as you can see, I've got a mess of wires under there, but I've got switches all over the place along here. That box used to be in the Crown Vic. There's the China-made box for the Aero, the MPC-01, which I still need a mic for. And then over on this side, I have a couple of sirens. The one on the left is a Code 3, which again was going to go into service in Crown Vic, but I bought a Mastercom box for that. So I put that up on the wall, and then the one on the right is a Gauls Streets Thunder, which I don't have the wiring harness. That's what I'm looking for. So that one doesn't work at this point. Like I said, the Whelen did until it blew up. Simple box though. Just got the whale, yelp, and a high-low. And you've also got the mic, which you might be able to hear, it might pick it up, but it is pretty quiet. It's quiet because I got a resistor in there. I was bugging my neighbors, I'd hardly ever use this because of that. It was just so freaking loud. But anyways, you hit the manual once, and it'll cycle through whale. And then when you're in whale, and you hit it, it'll go over to yelp, and it will shut back over to yelp. When you're in yelp, it won't do anything. When you're in high-low, which I've never heard in North America, but yeah, it'll go to yelp again. I wish this thing had a hyper yelp, but it doesn't. It doesn't even have an air horn or nothing. This one does. Haven't heard that one yet, and then this one does, and this one's awesome until it blows up. So that is the extent of my wall. Aside from, we'll zoom out here, I have a caution. This vehicle makes wide right turns. I was in California, and I found it on the side of the road, so I picked it up, put a flasher. Sure enough, it works. I have a Motorola Systems 9000 system, or whatever it is. I do have it wired, just it keeps saying failure, but whatever. Got a ton of those heads, but nothing to do with them, so they're all in a box. And then of course I've got my street light, which isn't plugged in right now, so that is that. Like I said, I've got my blue Street Hawk still on the truck, which is outside. I've got the Code 3 up here on the Crown Vic, and I will get into a video later on, an update of the Crown Vic. Because I've got a whole bunch of nifty things. Like I said, I've got the Mastercom siren box here. We'll turn that on. Well, we'll just kind of light up some of this stuff here, just to kind of give you a hint. I don't like running so much with the battery off, but I've got 6 strobes, 4 back, 2 in the front, LEDs in the back. And then the Code 3 headlight wigwags, and then strobes up on the front. And the lovely, lovely funeral escort. That'll change eventually. That just went on because I had to. Otherwise I would be against the law. This thing will only run the siren when 3rd position is on. Yeah, I like that. And of course, again, you've got the mic down here as well, so yeah. Again, this is for a legal reason, not just to play around with, which I don't play around with it unless I'm out on the road, or in my driveway. Not even in my driveway, my garage, for crying out loud. So anyways, I'm gonna go back to playing around with my lights. Perfect freaking stoner room. It's kind of a shame that this has gone to waste because I don't smoke. I don't smoke anything. I drink, but that's about it. So, anyways, that's the collection so far. I will keep you up to date as I get new ones. Right now, I think I'm gonna turn these off. Eeny, miny, miny, mo. Let's play with these, just because it's. I haven't played with those much. I don't know why. Because I like them. I do. And one thing I forgot to mention, I am now power supplying this with a Fat Boy Products 100 amp power supply. Definitely has been good to me. I can run a few bars. Obviously, the more you run, the more everything slows down. But So yeah, that's a heck of a lot. Let's turn some of these off. But I mean, I've had quite a few bars on at once, and I did almost fry it out one time, but I won't talk about that. I gotta try to figure out all these switches. All right, I'm done with this video. Thanks for watching.